Welcome, my dear students of class 10A, to my civics class. Today I shall introduce you a new lesson. Name of this lesson is the Union Legislature. The Union Legislature. What is this? Now I am going to explain you. But suddenly I stopped teaching the previous lesson, the rise of assertive nationalism. You must know the lesson, the rise of nationalism is very lengthy one. That's why I change teaching this lesson of history, because already I have taught three lessons from history. So one more lesson should have been taught from civics. That's why I decided to teach this lesson. Lesson number 1, the Union Legislature. First point, the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India. You know, the Constitution of India was drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. You know, as soon as our country became an independent country, the Constituent Assembly was entrusted with the drafting of a constitution for the governance of India. And so, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, you know, was the chairperson of the drafting committee. He adopted the Constitution of he framed the Constitution of India, and the Constitution of India was adopted in the year 1950, 26th January. Not only adopted on that very day, but enacted also and given by the people of India to the people of India. It was by the people of India to the people of India and came into force on 26th January 1950 onwards. Now, a federation of state. What is federation of state? Under the Constitution of India, Article number 1, it is decided that India shall be a union of states. This feature recognizes the great diversity of cultures. Recognize the diversity of cultures, languages, religions, geography, and climate. It gave the power to individual states, yet maintained the unity of the country. In our country, the unity and diversity, these two terms, were given special importance to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar when he framed the Constitution of India. Because in our country, there are so many languages, so many cultures, so many religious concepts, so many religious beliefs and faith. That's why there should be unity among all the people of India. That's why, while framing the Constitution of India, he kept it in his mind that a system of federal structure of government is important for our country. A democratic form of government is very important for our country. The system of federal also introduced, gave and independent rights to each and every state of India. No state would be dependent on the center. There would be only one center from where the entire administrative system would be ruled from New Delhi. That is central government's rule. But each and every state of India would have their independent right to rule themselves without being influenced by the central government. In that case, one written constitution also was given to each and every states, including in the central government. It has two states of government, one that functions at the state level and another one for central level. It has provided for a Supreme Court located at New Delhi, and it was established in order to finalize all disputes, in order to solve all disputes, because this Supreme Court is known as the final interpreter of the Constitution of India. For any constitutional clarification, any state can go to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is liable to explain each and every points of the Constitution of India for each and every state. And not only that, any type of constitutional confrontation, constitutional, constitutional contradiction among different states of India, sometimes it sometimes come to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is liable to solve it. And next one, the Parliament of India. Parliament means Samsad, means the house of the people, house of the Indian legislature. And this house is divided into two parts, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha function as one unit. Now, the structure of the Indian Parliament. The President is the supreme head of the Indian Parliament. Therefore, he is the nominal head of the nation. He is not the real head. Who is the real head? The Prime Minister is the real head. The President is the nominal head. But each and every work is done in the name of the President, since he is the head of the Union government. And he or she represents the spirit of the nation. The role of the President is more and more ceremonial than is functional. India's first President, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, was a great, scholar. India had presidents from different religions as well as from backward classes to emphasize that our nation believes in regional diversity and social equality. The President is the head of the Indian Union as well as an integral part of the Parliament. The President of India is elected indirectly by the representatives of the states and union. The Union legislature comprises Lok Sabha, means the house of the people, and Rajya Sabha, means the house of the states. These two bodies make up vital organs of our country's parliamentary democracy. The members of the Lok Sabha and the members of the Rajya Sabha, they unitedly choose their representatives as the President of India. So, the members of the Legislative Assembly, the members of the members of the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, they unanimously choose their representative to be the President of India. And while conducting an election for the presidency, the Electoral College plays an important role. That very Electoral College comprises of members of the Legislative Assembly, members of the Lok Sabha, members of the Rajya Sabha. So these members unanimously choose their representative to be the President of India. Now, what is Lok Sabha? What is the term of Lok Sabha? The Lok Sabha is formed for a term of 5 years. But the normal term 5 years, before it completes its normal term, normal tenure, it can be dissolved or it can be given 1 year time more. Now, under what circumstances? It can be dissolved earlier than its term by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. Suppose the President no confidence motion is brought against the name of the President of India. In that case, the process is, in order to maintain a process, temporarily Lok Sabha can be dissolved. The Lok Sabha is elected for a term of 5 years, as I mentioned earlier. Once again, I am clarifying it for your better understanding. What is Lok Sabha? Lok Sabha is formed for a term of 5 years. The members choose, all not members. Common people choose their representatives to send them to the Lok Sabha. So, the members of the Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people during when general election is held throughout the country. Lok Sabha is elected for a term of 5 years. Its term can be extended for 1 year more at a time during a national emergency. When national emergency is declared by the President, 1 year time can be allotted to run the Lok Sabha, but only during when national emergency is declared by the President. But it can be dissolved earlier than its term by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. Sometimes Lok Sabha can be dissolved earlier than its normal term. By whom? By the President. On the advice of whom? On the advice of the Prime Minister. So it can be voted out of power by a debate and a vote on a no confidence motion. The process of no confidence motion also is passed, and sometimes the debates and discussion are held in the Lok Sabha. During the 13th Lok Sabha, Bharatiya Janata Party lost a no confidence motion by one vote and had to resign. So a government against which a proposal of no confidence motion is brought during 13th Lok Sabha, all the opposition parties and their leaders brought no confidence motion against Bharatiya Janata Party. Bharatiya Janata Party tried to establish their majority in the House, but failed to prove it, and this party was defeated by only one vote, and so they had to resign. And when did it occur? During the 30th Lok Sabha. During the 30th Lok Sabha, Bharatiya Janata Party lost a no confidence motion by one vote and had to resign. Only because of that reason, my dear students, many important points which are discussed in the Lok Sabha, many important points, many important crises of our country, which are thoroughly discussed in presence of the minister by the members of the Lok Sabha, sometimes bring many crises of our country. That's why intelligent members of the member ministry, they always try to avoid questions out of list. So a member of parliament can ask any question which are mentioned in his list. Out of his list, no question is answered by the respective minister in front of the speaker of the Lok Sabha. Now why is this? Because Lok Sabha is a place where each and every debates and discussions are thoroughly recorded by the speaker, and in front of other members these debates and discussions are done. That's why, in order to avoid any kind of controversy, the respective minister is supposed to understand the reality. That's why by applying his or her intelligence, he, avoid unnecessary questions and answer only this much questions which are mentioned in the list of the respective member of parliament. Up to this, my dear students, next day it will be continued. Thank you.